If you run an online coaching or consulting business, I know there's probably one thing that you hate more than anything else. Now, to be honest, there's probably quite a few things you hate, but I know specifically how frustrating it is when you book in that 10 out of 10 highly qualified prospect onto your sales calendar. You spend ages trying to follow up with them, trying to get them in. You send them 15 call reminders, send them all your content. The day of the call comes, and then they don't show up to the call. It's just such a pain. And I know for quite a few of you out there, this is becoming an increasingly more common problem due to rising acquisition costs, competition in the market, and an increasing amount of skepticism too. So, if that is you, in this video, I'm going to break down just one of the systems that actually help my clients install inside Paragon Consulting that allows us to achieve a sub 10% no-show rate on all our sales calendar across all our organic leads. So, if that is you, stick around to the end of this video, and I'm going to show you how that process is carried out. So, with that said, let's just dive straight into it. Now, this system is actually going to begin where a lot of you probably haven't even thought to look, and that's actually in the appointment setting process before the call is even booked in. Because for a lot of you out there, your no-show process probably starts here once the call has been booked in, and then you're just worrying about sending your prospects 15, text reminders: show up to the call, please show up to the call, please confirm you're booked into the call. And the reality is, you're actually like losing out on more prospects doing this because they're just getting annoyed by you sending them 15 reminders. So the first place we're going to start is in the appointment setting process. Now, when it comes to the actual appointment setting conversation, there's two ways that you're going to increase the chance of someone showing up. Number one is just really actually building rapport with them. Like the prospect on the other end of that message, that conversation, wants to feel like they've been heard, been understood. Because if they do feel like they've been understood and heard, they're more likely to show up to the call to actually get that problem solved, right? Seems pretty obvious, but it doesn't always get done properly. So yeah, just simply acknowledge their situation, be understanding of what they're saying to you, and then number two, like really get them excited as well. You want to have your prospects excited to show up for something, right? You want to make them feel like, okay, take a step back to when you were like a young kid, 10 or 12, and it's like the night before Christmas, right? And you have that excitement. Tomorrow's Christmas Day. It's gonna be a great day. There's gonna be presents under the tree. There's gonna be food, and you've got that like anticipation where you can't even sleep. That's how you want your prospect to feel the day before they're showing up to your call. You want them to feel like there's going to be some life changing kind of special event for them. That's going to be a one off, and so no one's going to want to miss out on that. It's just they're not going to want to miss out on that. So really getting them excited. You know, key way to make sure your people are actually showing up to your calls. Now, second way you're going to have an impact on your no-show rate in the setting process as well. It's also kind of building authority and kind of building a sense of trust and just like an elevated sense of status between you and the prospect. So it can be done a couple of ways. Obviously, sharing social proof is great. It doesn't have to be like a direct way of saying social proof. It's not like, oh, here's a testimonial of here's someone I helped. But it can be just acknowledging maybe someone's situation to someone else you've helped, being like, okay, yeah, I can see you're struggling with this. I've actually helped a lot of people overcome this problem. Specifically when it came down to helping this person, they had a similar problem, and here's how I helped them do it. You can just like reference at things, right? Just reference at other times you've helped people, showing that you are kind of an authority and kind of status within your niche and how we help others. Now, point number two on this is just sharing insight as well. And it's kind of similar to sharing social proof, but if you're able to share any insight, and you don't, okay, when I say share insight, you don't have to be giving away the exact things that your prospect needs, because if you do that, they're not even going to want to come to the call because you've sort of given them the answer. But you just want to be sharing a kind of like high level insight of why they might be in their particular problem, or why the way they're doing things now probably isn't working for them. You want to kind of go along that lines, and they're going to think, well, this guy's actually got the answers to my problems. So, if he's able to give me this much value, this much understanding and context just over a message, then, I'm just sort of already imagining the value that I'm going to get with working with them personally in his program or anything like that now. So that's really the set of conversation, right? That's just building that level of trust, building that rapport, getting them excited to actually show up at the call. That's where the no-show process starts, in my opinion. So you want to make sure you have those things under control. Now, again, when the process is actually booked in, well, this is more of a technical thing, but we then get them sent to a thank you page. So if you don't have this in your business right now, I definitely get one of this made. You can see I've just shared the example of what I have here, where you basically got a just a quick, just like another set on your another page on your landing page saying your appointment's been booked. Here's a quick video just basically explaining how to actually turn up to the call. So you're setting expectations of the call, telling them, that you're basically valuing your time. You're going to be valuing their time. So please make sure you show up. Please make sure you show up respectively. You're not in a car. You're not driving, anything like that. Please give it ample notice if you're not going to show up. Just any of those kind of key notices. You want to make sure that you're kind of framing the context of the call before the person's even showed up. And great thing to do as well on this actual thank you page, have testimonials, more social proof, because once they've actually booked in the call, they're going to book in, watch the video, scroll on the page, see testimonials. It's just going to build more excitement for them. So yeah, if you don't have a thank you page now, you can go and look at mine here. And yeah, you kind of have some steps on how to confirm your call as well. And that's basically that. So when they've actually been booked in, we then send them over loads of like pre-call materials. And there's an easy way and advanced way to do this. So the easy way is if you just got like organic content on YouTube right now, just send them links to that. Just pick out like your 3 best videos right now that kind of cover things around mindset, things around just kind of how your offer works. Just pick out your best 3 or 4 pieces of content that are going to handle any objections, kind of do any pre-framing for the call, and send them to that. Or if you want to take the more advanced way, you can actually build like a landing page that has like everything about you, your story, your testimonials, all this kind of stuff. It's like your whole offer in like an overview. Now, that's something I've actually done for one of my clients recently. This is only a screenshot of the page. I don't want to give away the whole thing, but basically have like, here's who I am, here's how you can come and learn more about me, and then we share all our testimonials, screenshots, videos, student interviews, all that kind of stuff. And we also have like an overview of the offer as well, like a video document with the business owner explaining kind of a bit more about how the offer works, just to get them more primed for the call. So at this stage, you've done the appointment setting process. You've actually got them booked into a call. So this is where that painful part for a lot of business owners and salespeople start. Right? This is that dead period between someone actually booking in and someone actually showing up to the call. So this is where things get a little bit more technical. Once someone's booked in, I like to send people out. This is where the automation process starts, right? So we got text, email, automations. One, upon booking, so they're getting an immediate notification they have booked in and the call is confirmed. That happens over text and email. And then we also have a 24-hour one, but it's a little bit different. So I'm gonna go through that in a minute. But then we have 12 hours, 4 hours, just like a medium term one, and then you have your kind of short term one, which is like 15, 30 minutes. Just like your call's about to happen. Please make sure you're still there. So they're kind of the kind of time frames you want to go for. And typically the way I like to do things as well is when it comes to text, simply keep your text messages very short. So have text messages be literally just like, hey, your call is at this time on this date. Please make sure you show up. And your email can contain a lot more content. You can actually program your emails to have and contain more value. So you can send them over, again, more content, testimonials, just anything, because an email talk you can be in longer form format, so you can include way more like value. Just basically like barrage them with social proof, testimonials, all that kind of good stuff to make sure they're as primed as possible. Now, aside from the kind of regular automations, one thing we have in place a lot is what's called like a confirmation workflow. So if you're using Calendly right now, I think it's probably exclusive to Calendly. I'm not sure it's on other scheduling platforms, but you can send out a reminder that actually forces them to have to respond to it in order to confirm their call. So this is one we use for 24 hours before their booking actually happens, where they get an email and text that says, hey, your call is at this date, this time. Please click this button and go through, click this link to actually confirm that you are attending the call. And that's super important because for our sales team, when they go through and do that, either on email or text, it's actually going to link back to the Calendly and notify that booking as being confirmed. So we've now got one, physical touch point of a confirmation of that call actually happening. So that's super, super key. The other thing we do as well, just to kind of double confirm them, is we then have the setter, whoever set the call, go back into where they set them from and send them a confirmation reminder. Just, hey, just checking you're still all set for the call tomorrow. how do you find all the material I sent you over? Is there anything specific you feel like you need help with on the call? You're just really, again, getting the setter to pre-frame the call, and making sure they show up. Now, ideally, in an ideal situation, that's all you need. You don't really need your closer to be, confirming them again, because at this point they've received all this material from you, all these automations, and they have got a confirmation booked in as well. However, if in a situation where they hasn't been confirmed either through our appointment scheduler or through one of our assessors, then we actually do get the closer to reach out as like a last resort. So we get the closer to send them a text saying, "Hey, it's whoever the closer's name is from this business. Just checking you are still set the call tomorrow. Have you got the Zoom link? If not, shoot me a message and I'll send it over." Just like a small way to kind of prompt them and remind them of showing up to the call. We'll get them to phone them first, just on either the evening before the call or the morning of the call. Phone them if they don't pick up. Text them. But if they don't, get back to your text within an hour, then at that point we consider it a cancel call, right? Because the framing you want to have is you're gonna save your time as a closer and as a business. Um, you're not gonna sit on the call and wait for someone to no show up on you, right? You want to cancel that call and make that space available so that you can either bring forward another prospect or get back to work on some follow-ups from previous days, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you don't want to be waiting until the moment of the call to find they're not going to show up. You want to have some kind of system in place that makes sure, okay, if you haven't done this and this, we're going to actually cancel the call on you because you haven't followed the steps that we would kind of required you to, and so we're canceling your call. So yeah, that will happen. That doesn't happen too often, to be honest, because typically if they haven't done one of these and the closer phones them, they typically will pick up if they still are interested. But yeah, if they don't, then we'll cancel a call and we'll get the closer to reach back out to them and say, you know, "Hey, I saw you didn't confirm the call. So unfortunately, I've had to cancel it to kind of preserve my time, and so I can potentially speak to someone else is going to be showing up. But if this is still something you're still interested in exploring, then here's my calendar link. You can book back onto my calendar when you're ready to." So we're not chasing them up with them. We're not, um, harassing them to book back in. It's kind of seeming needy, desperate. We're saying, "Hey, you didn't respect our time respectfully. So if you want to book it again, here's the link. You can do that on your own time. And if you want to show up again, then fantastic." We'll get the seller to reach out as well. One last kind of ditch attempt in the kind of DMs. Say, "Hey, I just saw you didn't show up for the call today. Any particular reason? Is this something you're still interested in doing? If so, let me know, and we'll get you rescheduled in." But that is it. At this point, you should have a booked call shown up, and that is effectively the process. It seems very simple, but there's a lot of technicality that goes into it, and kind of a lot of things that have to line up and get right. And at this point, you should have a shown up call. And yeah, that is basically the process we use to get a sub 10% no-show rate on all our leads within our clients. So have you got some value out of that? Take care.